著名基督教末世論講師托馬斯霍恩 Thomas Hahn 喺2012年4月所出版名為《羅馬人彼得最後的教皇》一書提到，已故嘅著名基督教末世論學者新聞中的預言 Prophecy in the News 創辦人嘅 J.R.Church 曾經喺在世嘅時候向 Thomas Hahn 提及，當佢研究有關猶太人神秘主義宗派之一卡巴拉嘅一份700年前中世紀阿拿文著作 Zohar 嘅時候，書中嘅 Vayera 段落論到將要嚟嘅彌賽亞嘅時候，喺第480節中竟然曾經預言到喺猶太年曆嘅5773年，即係西曆嘅2012年9月至2013年8月，當世上嘅君王聚集喺羅馬大城嘅時候，神會灑下火同冰雹，並且隕石喺佢哋身上，直到佢哋全部滅亡。而只有未及時到達嘅君王可以幸免於難。災難後，各國嘅君王就發動大戰，即係第3次世界大戰。而猶太人所期待嘅所謂基督就會向世人顯現。由於猶太人並唔接受已經喺2000年前嚟到嘅主耶穌就係救主，所以呢一位一定係主耶穌所預言嘅假基督。馬太福音24章21至24節，因為那時必有大災難，從世界的起頭直到如今，沒有這樣的災難，後來也必沒有。若不減少那日子，凡有血氣的，總沒有一個得救的，只是為選民，那日子必減少了。那時，若有人對你們說，基督在這裏，或說基督在那裏，你們不要信，因為假基督、假先知將要起來，顯大神蹟、大奇事。倘若能行，連選民也就迷惑了。及後 Thomas Hahn 喺2013年2月21日嘅一個訪問中，當討論到有關教宗本篤16世嘅辭職同選任新教宗嘅時候，佢估計有可能當新教宗方濟就職典禮嘅時候，會喺羅馬嘅梵蒂岡出現如卡巴拉所預言嘅隕石災難。
Well, and what's also interesting about the Zohar is that it was written 700 years ago. It was written a couple of hundred years after the prophecy of the popes. There's no historical connection anywhere whatsoever that any of the writers of the Zohar were even familiar with the prophecy of the popes, because don't forget, the prophecy of the popes was hidden inside the Vatican for about 400 years. So it wasn't even public knowledge. But we have no evidence whatsoever to suggest that the Jewish writers of the Kabbalah would have been familiar with it. Now that makes this extraordinary because they also named the time frame 2012 to 2013. They named it. They wrote it down that this is when this was all going to happen and that Rome would be destroyed. And their language is almost identical to what is contained in the prophecy of the Pope. So now for people listening that don't know what I mean, there is contemporaneous to the arrival of the false prophet, if that's who Petrus Romanus is. And I'm not saying that the next pope will be the Antichrist or the false prophet.
Sure,
I'm saying that a lot of people believe that he will be, and they make that connection. And I'm saying he possibly could be, but I'm not saying he is. Got it? So in any case, but contemporaneous to the arrival of the false prophets and the Antichrist, there's this prophecy that's in the Jewish Kabbalah, the Zohar. That's the most important collection of Jewish mysticism. Was written in medieval Aramaic 700 years ago. But in that book, it has commentary on the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible, the Torah. But in addition to that, it has a section called the Vayera section, and this includes a subsection called the Signs Heralding Mashiach, or the Coming of the Messiah. And what's fascinating about this is that they set the date for his appearance in the Zohar in 5773. And in the Jewish calendar, which is different than our Gregorian calendar, right? We say 2012, we mean January to December 2012. Their time frame is different. The Jewish calendar begins in the new moon of September in our calendar, 2012, but ends a year later in August of 2013. And here's what they said, 5773. So what is that? That's 5 months ago now?
Yep.
Yeah, about 5 months ago now. They set the appearance. Now here's what they say. And let me preface this by also saying that to Christians, they would actually be talking about the coming of the Antichrist. because the Orthodox Jews rejected Jesus as the Messiah. So they were still predicting his coming. But evangelicals and Catholics from the Bible would say they rejected Jesus, but the Bible says that another will come in his name, that there will be an antichrist, a false Messiah who will appear, and for a period of time, who some dispensationalists talk about a 7-year period of great tribulation. For a period of time, the world is going to accept him as the Messiah. Now, okay, so let me read you what it says. Keep in mind, as I'm reading this, the prophecy in the Zohar, given by Jews hundreds of years, separate from the divination of the last pope, so you have the prophecy of the last popes talking about who potentially could be the false prophet, where the prophecy in the Zohar talking about coming of the Antichrist, but both of them talk about the reign of that period of time ending in the destruction of Rome. Here's what the prophecy of the Pope says: the city of 7 hills will be destroyed, and the terrible and fearsome judge will judge his people. But when you look in the Zohar, here's what it says: in the year 5773, the kings of the world will assemble in the great city of Rome. Now let me stop here for just a second and insert this. The only time that we know that all of the representatives of the nations of the world, the kings of the earth, the only time they would send representatives to Rome from all over the world would be during a conclave.
Yeah, exactly.
I know of no other time where all of the most powerful nations on earth would be sending their ambassadors or representatives to the Vatican than during a conclave. So let me go back to the prophecy. The kings of the world will assemble in the great city of Rome, and the Holy One will shower on them fire and hail and meteoric stones until they are destroyed, with the exception of those who will not yet have arrived there, end quote. So first of all, a 700-year-old Jewish prophecy in the Zohar telling us that about the time the Messiah is going to appear, the nations of the world are going to gather in Rome, and the only ones of those representatives that aren't going to be destroyed when the city is destroyed are those who were en route to get there and hadn't yet arrived. So this sounds like it's right at the very beginning of a conclave. People are assembling, they haven't got there. Now, then it goes on to say, not all the kings will be destroyed. These will commence anew to make war, but from that time the Messiah will begin to declare himself, and around him there will be gathered many nations and many hosts from the uttermost parts of the earth, end quote. So they're gathering in Rome. Something happens. Meteoric stones, fiery objects, as is translated, fall from the heavens to destroy the city. This leads to war. The nations that are surviving or they're reacting to something, this is what's caused some Catholic mystics to speculate that this is going to be a terrorist attack on the Vatican during conclave, because you got these fiery objects falling that then causes a response from powerful nations throughout the world, including probably the United States, responding to that terrorist attack upon Rome. But this is going to be the catalyst, according to this Jewish prophecy, that gives birth to the appearance of the Messiah, who we would call the Antichrist. So what's amazing is when you take this 900-year-old Catholic prophecy, this 700-year-old Jewish prophecy, and just combine it with evangelical and Christian eschatology, it's an amazing glove fit around some terrible event that then causes World War III, but which then also causes the formation of the most powerful nations of the world coming together under global government, which then could present this personality, the Antichrist and the false prophet, the leader of the religious communities of the world, to give their devotion to the appearance.
但係是次新教宗方濟就職典禮，隕石災難並未如 Thomas Hahn 所估計嘅出現，因為事實上呢一次就職典禮好多最高國家元首均係冇出席，連美國都只係派出副總統作為代表。然而，卡巴拉所預言嘅隕石災難亦都可能喺2013年6月之前發生喺以下嘅時間：一、當羅馬教廷出現重大醜聞，令天主教會呼召各國元首到羅馬梵蒂岡進行會議；二、當第3次世界大戰爆發，世界各國元首喺羅馬梵蒂岡聚集商議戰事；三、亦係最有可能嘅， 就係上一任教宗本篤16世嘅逝世，全世界嘅元首出席佢嘅喪禮。估計上述3個世界各國嘅元首將會聚集喺梵蒂岡嘅時間，都有可能應驗猶太人神秘主義卡巴拉嘅預言。事情會如何發展呢？大家不妨拭目以待。